Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 4. Hello, this is Death Machine USA from the North American server. I wanted to share something with the Blitz players that an ex-Clamber member shared, and lately I've been thinking about posting a video on it because I've been frustrated. And he showed me something that really bothered me, and I double checked them. And it happens to be true because he made a spreadsheet and he tracked these things. And what I'm going to talk about today is Matchmaker. So what happens is in Matchmaker, supposedly it's a random selection of teams. So sometimes you end up on really crappy teams, and sometimes you end up on really good teams. But in actuality, is it really random, or are there algorithms or formulas that are built in the system to make it one-sided or uneven at times? Well, I understand that the frustration with players is when they go on a losing streak. And it can be frustrating, especially with a really bad tank. Now, I'm going to show you, this is my losing streak. So today I decided I had enough and I wanted to post some information. So what this gentleman did, and you can ask him, Fire and Ice 666, basically built a spreadsheet, and he noticed the trend. He noticed that when he would go on a win streak, 5, 10, 9 in a row, that immediately after that he would lose quite a few in a row. So he was wondering, why is it happening? Why am I losing? I should be, on a good roll. And he would always be stuck in the 50 percentile win rate range. Now, and that made him wonder, why was these other guys at 68%, 70%, or whatever it is. And that's another story with Discord and ringers being in the game. And we'll talk about that in another video. But what Wargaming has done is basically when you win 5 or 10 in a row, they put you on sub 46% or under teams versus a higher win rate team that has an average win rate of, over 53, 54%. So I was suspicious, so I started tracking this myself. And sure enough, in my losses, I always had a lower percentage win rate team, and I would be the only 50%er versus a team that only had one 48% win rate player versus everybody else was 53 and above or 68%. I even had one match where there were two 68%ers and there was only one 40%er, and I was the only 50%er slightly win rate, and everybody else was below 44%. Of course I'm going to lose. So I lost a bunch of matches, and guess what happened? I went and started winning games because now Matchmaker decided to put me with some good teams that were above 50%. So what happens is this was a repeatable cycle that was continually happening throughout the matches, throughout the day. And on his spreadsheet, he showed me that this was on a specific repeatable cycle. So in other words, it is an algorithm. So people have these, theories that we're making scamming them. Well, if Wargaming isn't scamming, why don't they put the average win rate before the match starts, once you're paired up with your team and the enemy team, and put the winning percentage of each team on somewhere on the screen so you can see what you're pitted against to make sure you're getting an equitable match. So that also comes to the question, how did these guys have 68%, 78% win rates? Well, that has a lot to do with Discord and sync battling and PC versus, cell phones or tablets and ping and all that. And we'll get into that in another video. But what I want to know is, why is Wargaming doing this? Why can't they be clear on Matchmaker in public matches and post the average win rate of each team before the match? Because I found out that it is a cycle, and I don't feel that it's fair. I feel that it's a scam. So in order for y'all to see this, I posted some screenshots of some of the matches. So I was having a great day. I was going through like a win streak, and then all of a sudden I started losing. In one match, as you can see, I was the only 50% team winner on the team, and everyone below me was below 44%. The other team had nothing but 50%ers and a couple of 60% players. So, yeah, of course I'm going to lose. Here's another match. So me and Shred go to town, but we still lose. Look at all the zeros. Now look at the other team. All that team there was above 50% versus our sub 40% win team. I was the only one, and I think there was one other player that was above 50%. Another team, the same situation, the same scenario, the same scenario. This is a trend. So Wargaming can tell me that they're being. This is not equitable, guys. When is this fun? When is it fun to be the last player on the team and the other team is above 50% and all your teammates are basically 40% and lower? So I'm asking Wargaming, I'm challenging them to make this clear by basically, why don't you make the win rates in public matches available for viewing before the match starts of each team in order to see if it's equitable, because it's not. And why would Wargaming do this? Well, think about it, guys. You're going to want to buy premium tanks. You're going to want to buy premium time. This makes the grind harder for your parts, for unlocking your next tank. So I'm asking Wargaming to fix Matchmaker, because it is kind of a scam. So I hope that you guys learned something from this video, and I hope Wargaming fixes this.